Now, parents, today I want to give you 6 signs that if your child is between 2 years and 4 years and is showing these signs, it's not just speech delay, and it could be something like autism. And the earlier you act, the better. You can be able to save your child if you notice these signs when it is still early and get him for intervention. The first sign I want to give you is poor eye contact. If your child cannot sustain eye contact, let's say for 1 minute, even 2 minutes, that's a sign that your child does not just have speech delay. It might be autism or something else, and it's better to take your child for assessment and get him for intervention, because the earlier you act with the brain plasticity at the peak, you can be able to save your child. The second sign I want to give you is speech delay. If your child cannot make a 2-word sentence at 2 years, or even does not have 50 words in his vocabulary, this is a sign. This is one of the signs of autism. Of course, this can be a sign of speech delay, but when the child at least has eye contact, because speech delay children, most of the time, they have eye contact, they have attention, everything they have, they can even point and everything. They are not hyper, but you find the problem is just articulation. But if your child has got poor eye contact and even has speech delay, that's a sign that it could be autism, it could be something else, and it's better to take him for assessment and start intervention at an early age. The third sign I want to give you is true walking. Many parents ignore this sign. They don't give it too much attention, but these are one of the signs you can see when your child is between 2 years and 4 years. The reason why it's good to notice these signs and give attention to them, and as I'm talking about them, it's good to now start observing your child to see if he's got these, because when you act before 5 years, you can change a lot of things. The third sign I want to give you, the fourth sign apart from true walking, is hyperactivity. If your child is always moving from this side to that side, doing this, doing that, that is a sign that the nervous system is overactive. So when you get your child for intervention, all this can be worked on. So if you notice your child has hyperactivity, has poor eye contact, has true walking, is tiptoeing, and has speech delay, those are signs that it's not just, of course, speech delay, it could be autism. And if you get your child for intervention, you might actually save him. The fifth sign I want to give you is, of course, difficulty in sitting. If your child cannot sustain 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes sitting, and is 4 years, in classroom they are telling you that he doesn't sustain even 2 minutes, this is one of the signs that as a parent you should not ignore, because if you notice these and act, you can actually help your child. Another sign I want to give you is repeating questions instead of answering. You might find that your child, most of the time when you are talking to him, you ask him a question, instead of replying to you, he repeats. I get asked by many parents, and a parent asks you, but my child, when I talk, he can repeat what I'm talking. When I ask him, he can repeat it. But if he fails to answer, that shows you that there might be a processing delay in the temporal lobe. And now when you get him for intervention, you can be able to save him. Because with Kunga therapy, this speech processing delay can be improved. So that when you ask him, now the temporal lobe starts working faster and help him to give you a response. So if you notice these signs, you can bring him here to Kunga therapy. We work on him, we improve your child's speech and attention like we do on a daily basis. Or you can get him for intervention and also practice some of the tips we keep talking about here. Another sign you are going to look for, if your child always prefers to play alone instead of being with other kids. This is also one of the signs. As a parent, if you notice this, you should not ignore the signs. Your child might be having autism or something else, and it's good to take him for an assessment. Another thing is difficult interacting with other kids. If your child find it difficult for him to interact with the peers, with other peers, that's a sign that as a parent you should not ignore. If you see him always alone and he doesn't like to interact with other kids, don't ignore this sign. The last sign I want to give you is when your child is not even pointing to something he wants to communicate to you, or not even trying to communicate clearly, that's a sign that your child might need intervention when it is still possible, when it is still early, and when you can change a lot in his life.